Okay, well, we've officially come to the end of our Studio Ghibli discussion, and we just thought it would be a good idea to just take a couple of minutes to reflect on the films we've watched and kind of give some overall thoughts and maybe how our perceptions have changed. For my own part, this has certainly been a very interesting introduction to anime. I think the thing I would say the most is if you are someone like me and you don't have much experience with anime, the Ghibli films are quite a good place to start, especially the ones, maybe the more recent ones, Howl's, Moving Castle, Spirited Away. I think really give you a good introduction to what you can expect from anime without being put off by some of the stranger aspects.
Yep, definitely.
I mean, I've definitely really enjoyed this discussion. We're going to be talking about a little bit about just our favourites in a second, but Brett, if you want to... I mean, how have your perceptions of Ghibli changed at all, rewatching them? Or?
No, they're still definitely one of my favourite studios. Miyazaki's still probably my favourite director. I've certainly come to like some of the movies more and some of the movies less than I did. Especially, say, Kiki or Earthsea. And especially Spirited, I didn't like that anywhere near as much as I do now. But overall, still one of the best studios around. Never going to change, I don't think.
I mean, they are, there's a reason why they're considered the best. Okay, I do have one question that just came to me now. I find when I watch something with someone else, my perceptions of that thing will sometimes change because I'm trying
definitely.
to read off, what they think of it. Has watching these films with me, specifically because I'm someone who isn't familiar with anime and has had, at least at the beginning of our marathon, a slightly skeptical view of anime, has that altered how you perceived maybe any of the films?
Nausicaa for sure.
Yeah?
Because I never used to find that opening dialogue really clunky.
Okay.
And of course, when I was watching the video, it just came to me, wow, this is really kind of silly.
Okay, alright.
The other movies, not as much. I think Earthsea, a little bit as well. But overall, not a whole heap of change in my views,
Okay.
but a little
So
bit.
you're standing firm.
I'm standing my ground with
Okay, no,
these
fair
movies
enough.
are good.
Fair enough. Well, I think that's probably all we need to say. We just thought we'd talk about, we'd list out our favourite films. So I'll go first. My top three. My favourite would have to be Howl's Moving Castle. After that, Princess Mononoke, and third would be Grave of the Fireflies. At the other end of things, my least favourite would probably be. Well, no, not probably. Would definitely be Kiki's Delivery Service, which has really been. I feel a little bad. Kiki's Delivery Service has kind of become a punching bag for us since we've watched it. It's just not good.
I think it's made an appearance in every single one of our discussions afterwards.
Yeah, we've always been like, well, it might not be great, but at least it's not as bad as Kiki's Delivery Service.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, I mean, all we can say is we really wouldn't recommend it. For me, the other ones I really didn't enjoy so much were Tales from Earthsea and The Cat Returns, which is two that I didn't really connect with. Brett?
Yeah, my favourite always has been, always will be Nausicaa. I admit it's clunky, but I don't care. It's good. After that's Mononoke and then Howl's. Very tough not putting Spirited Away and Fireflies in there, unfortunately, but gotta have a top three. My least favourites? Pretty much agree with Tom here. It's Kiki and Earthsea. They're both just nowhere near as good as the rest of the movies. Don't have a third least favourite. I think everything above those is just miles above. I can't put any of them down there with those two, so that's mine.
Alright, well, I mean, I think that's probably about all we've got to say on Studio Ghibli. We might be revisiting them, because obviously we didn't get a chance to talk about Ponyo, which is their most recent. There are a few from their back catalogue that we missed.
Especially like, always, only yesterday. So, when we eventually get those, short on cash, university students.
It's a tough life. Being a blogger doesn't pay all that well, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But so we'll certainly be returning to Studio Ghibli at some point, but there's a lot more anime out there, as Brett tells me, and this is only the beginning. But until then, I'm Tom Clift, and
I'm Brett Woolgar. See you guys.